welcome everybody. Another day of nano sprinting and writing. Today will be a bit shorter because Margaret has her own sprints that she's doing this morning as well. So we're going to end up here and then hopefully go over and what do they call that?
Stream hop.
Say it again.
Stream hop.
Stream hop. But right, there's a term for it where like massive people like jump from one to another.
Raid.
Yes, raid. I couldn't remember the term, but yes, so we could go over and raid.
Termite commercial.
Oh yes, I should remember it that way. But that means that we are the termites or cockroaches, right?
Yeah, that's just what comes to mind. I've got the consumerist jingles in my head. I can't help it.
Yeah. So in case you're new to my channel, my name is Shannon. I write under the name of SD Huston. You're here on my channel where I publish content about writing and self-publishing. And I do a ton of writing sprints. And my goal is to do a writing sprint nearly every day in November. I'm going to take Thanksgiving off. And I just found out last night my son is coming on the 11th of November. My oldest son, he's out of the house and grown. So I don't know. I still want to do a stream every day, but they may be short streams during that time period that he's home because he's already told me he's not coming home for Christmas. So I'm like, oh, but he says, because he wants to come home for my birthday. My birthday's mid-January. I'm like, but that's when I go back to work.
I've already set the schedule, dude.
Yeah. So yeah. So I want to spend some time with him while he's here. And but today I have a special guest, Margaret Pinard, and she has put together a box set of a series that she wrote quite a few number of years ago. And actually, if I read this right, do I have like the last copies of the old covers? If that's Yes. Okay. So I have not opened them yet because I thought it would be cool. But this this is the whole series, not the box set, but this is the older covers, which one day when Margaret's famous and she's dead and I'm still alive, I'm going to make lots of money off of these. I'm just kidding. I think I'm older than you, actually, so I'll probably be the one to go first.
Okay. Well, we're in Khrushchev territory. I will bury you. I got it. Okay. That's interesting.
I don't know which one is first, but that'd be kind of cool. So why open these and show these off? Do you want to go ahead and do your intro, Margaret?
Sure. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me on your channel, Shannon. My name is Margaret Pinard. For those who don't know me and haven't seen my books before, I write historical fiction. This is my trilogy that I'm so proud of because it's my third, fourth, and fifth books. So I got a little practice in before I did these, and I'm pretty proud of the themes, like the social and cultural history. It starts out in Scotland in 1822, and we follow this family, the MacLeans of Mull, as they struggle with the things that are changing in their lives. So we take different branches of the family. We follow them to Canada and back to Scotland, and through 3 books, you go through about 15 years of trials and tribulations, as well as family staying together, coming of age, romantic tension a little bit, and interesting sort of historical markers. So I got a lot of research into that book, but hopefully disguised so you learn and you don't even know it.
And I forgot to upload it's on the thumbnail, but I don't know if I have here. I went to grab your actual new box set and put it up here, which I'll grab that after we come off the first sprint. But if I'm recalling correctly, you have each of the books that's in the box set. The box set's new, but you're also replacing those covers, and you're going to do a cover reveal at some point, or did you already reveal those covers?
No, so the box set is a new cover on the outside. And if you get the ebook box set, which is the only way it's available right now, you will see a sneak preview of the new covers. I just put it in yesterday and uploaded the new versions yesterday. So yeah, that's sort of a surprise for anyone who gets it. It's a sneak peek. What I will be doing is making those individual books into paperbacks in December, January, and February. So sort of going on a release of the new versions. New covers for books to get them a new audience, because I hear in the business people do that. So finally getting on that train.
Yes. Yeah. And especially, are you going to do anything special for the cover reveals then?
I haven't thought that far out. I have a date for each of the month, but that is for the release. So I'll probably just have a cover reveal the week before, and then, make sure the pre-order is up and all that stuff and like time it out. But yeah, I'm going about 4 to 6 weeks ahead at this point, which is like not as far.
Yeah. That's a little bit further than you normally work ahead, right? Because you work you work about 30 days ahead, I think.
Yeah. plan like general things, but in terms of like backing up all the tasks, I can't do more than about a month at a time because there's just too many things
It's too
doing.
many. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the image here, so I don't know if it's going to overlay us. Oh, it went perfect right in the middle.
Yay!
So
Right in
there,
the middle. Look at that.
yes. I didn't know what it was going to look like, so I didn't pop it up to start with.
Yeah. And so Shanon was the one who initially got me into thinking about making a box set. And then Emma Bennett is the one who got me into a partnership with the new cover designer, who is Sasha Alsberg, who is famous on her own. So now she's a cover designer living in London, and she just did an amazing job. And like everything, I was like, it would be really cool if I don't know how to make it happen.
I mean,
But
it kind of covers some of the same colors and some of the themes that you find in the covers. So, you know, you've got that blue, you've kind of got that orangey green and, you know, all that. So I think it's perfect. Even though I know you have new covers, I think it's perfect that it kind of pulls through from the previous covers.
to me at least, the new covers have a very different color scheme. So the outside, yeah, I think it's very different, but the individual covers
Yeah.
look very.
Well, I guess I'm looking at the colors and the theme that you get, like the feeling, the emotion that you kind of get. So you have ocean, theme ocean, the feeling of this blue, you have the blue in that new cover.
Mhm.
Then you have this green and it, you know, the grass being root. And so you've kind of got this tree to kind of represent that. You have this green. The green is this kind of different shade, but you have that yellow, which you don't really have anywhere. Actually, this yellow down here kind of matches a bit. But you still have that greenery that's pulling through. And then
I was trying to work on like having a gold foil look without using gold foil, because that's going to be like a, paperback thing, obviously. But yeah, so I thought I really liked that effect.
I liked it too. Yeah. And of course, you have the ocean again, which you have there. So you have similar themes pulled through from your previous books. So, anyways,
Yeah.
I liked it because of that. So,
Emigration. I mean, that's the ocean that's dividing people. It's a big theme.
and then books with Brecht. Hello. Ask the question: can you describe your editing process after you finished your first draft?
So, it's been different with every book, and what's strange is that I've seemed to go from straightforward to throw me for a loop, straightforward to go me for a loop when I go through my books. When I look back, it's kind of strange. So for some books, it's a few passes. I go through, I wrestle with the outline, how it's changed, and first do a proofread to clean it up, then do a structural thing to see if I need to like add things beforehand that I hadn't seen because I'm a discovery writer. And then I do like copywriting, like thinking really hard about the language as we go through. Like, does this create the right mood? Is this in the character's voice? That sort of thing. And then I go back to proofreading to make sure like my historical details are correct. And usually that is left to the very end because I can't find how to verify whatever, if they had this at that time or if that station was called that at that time or what have you. So yeah, there's lots of different layers. And the other version is that when I go through, nothing seems to work. And my developmental editor tells me, you really need to work on this whole thing. So I come back and the editing process is more like a complete rewrite. And like it's a whole nother half a book that gets added. So it changes with each book, Brecht. And you just have to like learn the voice of the new book and translate it as best you can.
It's something whenever I see editing, I just automatically jump to like the proofreading and grammar correction, that good stuff. And I'm like, oh wait, she's talking about revision, not editing, which is probably what the question meant too, because I keep forgetting. So I come from an academic background where editing and revision are two different things. But in the writing world, it's not necessarily because of what we label, how we label things. So.
And it means something different in British English. So I don't know where Brecht is, but revising means like studying in British English. So you're revising for a test. And it's like, wait, what? So I don't know what editing means over there in general. But yeah, tricky language.
Yeah. Jessiva, she said, I remember ages ago, Margaret asked the community, I see how you do launches and rapid releases, but how do you get traction for books already released? And so many said, new release. So I was just kind of talking back to that. And here we are.
Yeah, the Spa Girls had a podcast recently that was out about books that are already out and that exact question. So I'd recommend their channel.
Yeah. I listened to Spa Girls. Yeah.
They're great.
Yeah. And here we are. I hope you double those reviews, which are all incredible, by the way. Everyone buy this box set.
It's $10. It's the third off for the pre-order. So it's going to be released on Tuesday, November 7th. So up until Tuesday, you get it for $10, which is 3 books as ebooks. And then it'll go up after that to offer incentives.
And Joanne, hello. It's so pretty. Yeah, I think it is pretty. I like it. Congrats on your new release. It's beautiful. Yeah, the box set cover is terrific. Very on genre. I agree.
Thank you, Anita.
Congrats, Margaret, on the box. That's very pretty.
Yeah.
Stacey's going to attempt to dictate this morning. Here, let me pull this down. So I think we're going to move it into our first sprint here in just a second. So Stacey's been trying dictation, did really great on the first day of Nano. And I dictated my first book, and I told myself I was going to dictate the whole series. And so far, I have not dictated my second book hardly at all. Like I've done like small paragraphs here and there, but then I just get into writing and I'm just typing. Even though I'm a slow freaking typer, I don't know why I'm doing it. So the new cover of the box set tells a larger story than the cover I have on the keening. I love the updates so far without seeing the individual colors. And it looks lovely. Good morning, Vanessa. How are you? Still working on my historical romance. What are you working on? And we're probably just going to do probably 2 30-minute sprints this morning so that we can finish up. Proofreading is grammar, punctuation, spelling. Yeah. And so before we head over and raid Margaret's channel, which I liked what Eva said, where they're the pest and we're just the pest control.
What do you mean?
So we're the pest control. So we're in here, pushing everyone, pushing the bugs out. They're the
channel owner. Okay.
Yeah, the channel owner. Yeah, you and I are the pest control because we're going from my channel to your channel. So yeah, whatever. And there's a link. I did put your Bitly link there, but I must have missed something because it was not clickable. So I just clicked on the Bitly link and it went to this. So I just used this.
Okay.
A lot of November 7th releases.
That was mentioned by someone recently. In YouTube descriptions, you have to put the https:// for Bitly links, but other places you don't. So that's just like a platform thing that they automate and don't on YouTube, which is strange. But yeah, I just learned that from somebody.
Yeah, so November 7th, if you guys didn't know, is when Iron Flame is coming out. And right now, I've been on Vanessa's channel at night. We've been reading Fourth Wing as a group. She's going again tonight, although I won't be there because my son's ABA therapist decided to change course in life, and she's been with him for 5 years, and she's now no longer his therapist. So we're taking her out to dinner tonight. So I won't be there. Bless you. But November 7th is when Iron Flame is supposed to come out, the second book in the series. So I use British grammar. Okay, so I guess Breck is from there. My birthday is November 8th. Guess what I'm getting myself? It's books.
I love that.
Yeah. So
Pirate Raid, Viking Raid. Yeah. That's more the vibe we should go for.
Yes. And either one would work because I have pirates in my series, but I based my civilization off Vikings. So that would go.
And I have neither, so I just get to cosplay.
There you go. Commercials ages go for the brand. And for those of us in the US, don't forget to vote on the 7th. Oh, yeah, that's right. Voting's good.
I don't know if we vote. I haven't gotten anything in my mail, so.
Alrighty, well, let's go ahead and get set up for the first sprint. 30 seconds, 30 minutes. And we'll get started in 3, 2, 1, and go. And that is time. How did you do? You're on mute.
I'm searching for a word to get down so that I wouldn't forget like where I was going. Is debarkation not a word? Is it debarkment? Debarquement? What's the word for when you leave point of departure? With debark. Can someone help me?
I'm looking up what I think it's
I
supposed to
tried
be.
to change it to demarcation, and I'm like, no. Pages does all this correcting. That word only suggests. So I'm like, stop it. Still getting used to pages.
I'm looking it up. Disembark is a word.
So what's the noun?
It is a verb. Okay.
What's the noun form? The place.
Disembarkation. Or disembarkment. It says both.
Okay.
But the first one that came up was disembarkation.
That seems so weird. Okay, I'll put that in. Disembarkation. With a K.
Yeah.
All right. How many words did I get? Let's check.
Oh, yeah, I need to look too.
I'm counting chapter 6 as 2 words because I wrote them.
I do that. I count every word I'm writing.
All right, 680. Woo!
Nice. You're a fast typer. What did I write? Okay, I got 243 there, but then I also had 24 before. So if I add together, 267.
Woo!
So I need to write that down. 267. I already forgot it. Yes, I did.
Yeah, I'm going back to my template that Tiffany helped me set up in Notion and adding stuff there. So Nano 2023, November 3rd. I haven't changed my calendar over 2 calendars. It has been so busy here. I've forgotten to change my 2 wall calendars. That is crazy. I never do that. But I did.
I have too many calendars. So books to say that they're from Belgium, not UK, but we learn British grammar. So
yeah, that makes
sense. Is that what you were going to say? To answer earlier question, I'm working on an 1840s historical fantasy, by the way. 7 local elections. I was going to say local, but.
Yeah, I don't think we have any. We had like 2 special elections already this year, so I'm not surprised we don't have another one.
Tish, working on chapter 2 of my cozy mystery.
Cozy mystery.
Project Sugar and Spice. Currently making my first draft.
Yep. Project Peculiar.
That sounds peculiar.
It sounds fun.
Yeah, it does, actually. Yeah, Enjoy agrees. It's an awesome name. Good morning, Kayla. And Angela, smushy like button. Thank you. Star. Nice to see you.
She's cleaning.
I had not
last night. I was very proud of myself. I'm doing things in stages. I have a weekend at the coast this Sunday, Monday. And so I was like, okay, I got to get the food. I got to clean the house, like doing little bits here and there.
I didn't realize how long Morningstar had been on YouTube. So I started watching some of Andy's oldest videos.
Wherever that discussion was had, whether it was Discord or like on a Sprint earlier. Yeah, I remember you talking about that.
Yeah.
I have a guest on a fireside chat coming up, which is Heather Gregg, and she was looking at my About page, and she said, "Oh, you've been on 10 years." And I was like, "No, not really." I started, and then I was like, "This isn't for me. It wasn't the right time." So, yeah.
Because you had an early video that was dancing or singing, something along those lines. No? Your hair was like, I don't remember.
I don't know.
I'm trying to remember what I saw.
I had a friend help me with like intro video when I was trying to do like the branding thing. And so he came over and we did like he was actually doing special projects consulting, and so I like paid him because that was his gig,
Oh,
was like doing videos for people. And so we had like a welcome, this is my author brand, these are the books I have. And that's like still the most popular video because it's been up so long, but
hmm.
it's very out of date, and it's definitely not on brand with what I do with BookTube now, because that's like me doing all the stuff my own.
So you need to get a new person to do a new intro for you.
Maybe. I mean, your intro was really cool. It's the first time I'd seen the intro. It was like grooving music at the
Oh
beginning.
yeah. I wanted to do a specific one for Nano, but I ran out of time. I have to do the one for our relay tomorrow. Which, by the way, guys, we are doing a relay tomorrow.
Yay! It's called Pass the Pen. It's
Mhm.
15 hours. There are 5 of us. We're doing 3-hour streams each, and we're going to start at 3 a.m. my time over in Britain with Richard, and then go, I think, and then go to Emma, and then go to Andy in
And
Canada,
then me.
and then Shannon, and then me at the West Coast, bringing up the rear. So going strong. I think we'll get a lot of words tomorrow. I'm very excited.
Yes, I'm excited too because I want to get a lot done and get ahead if I can. Because right now I've been hitting like just the basic Nano goals basically, which that puts me on track for 50,000 words. But there's no way my book is only going to be 50,000 words. Then I would like to finish it. So,
and there's always that like mental cushion that you want to bank some in case something comes
something
up.
happens.
I feel like
Especially with
then,
my son coming to town now. So,
yeah.
so
I
books are
read
back.
the storyline where I left off from. I wrote 100 words, chose what I was going to make on my cooking day: sunshine risotto. Well, that sounds good. Got some water.
Yeah. I'm not
Yeah.
a good cook.
Leslie Penelope's tip today, I just happened to see, was plan out your meals beforehand. And I would say yes. Anything you can make decisions on beforehand and streamline would help, because all the decision-making power seems to be funneled to writing the words for me and during Nano.
Try splitting that with AWC stuff every day.
Well, I was really happy that November 1 I didn't have any AWC stuff to do, because I had
You didn't.
the magazine stuff extra early because my boss is leaving for the weekend. So we had to like front load everything. And I was like, not today. But it worked out fine.
Yeah.
And then the rentals, like it's the first of the month. So I had to do all this stuff with my family's rentals and like emails and new stuff with a new app. So it was just like everything today for the first, which is why the calendars didn't get turned.
I would say most of your work with AWC was beforehand with all the volunteers and getting that all set up. Now I'm working with, I'm trying to get, I got the applications done yesterday, and I did the template a couple days ago. No, not yesterday. It was the day before. Whatever it was. Feels like everything's running together. But that's what I've been working on. Yeah.
And that speaker,
Yes. Yes. We're definitely not as easy this year getting the speakers in place that we really like to have in place before we open the applications. So, all right, Tish got 329 words written. Yay. And Anita, 435. Awesome.
Woo.
And Mark did some website things and chat it during that sprint. Disembark. But 147 words.
At the end. Yeah. Yay, Elise.
Embankment. I think that is a noun, but it's a physical.
Yeah, it's a different thing. Embark and embank. Yeah.
Disembarkation. It does look like an awful word.
I'm like, it's very pretzel-y. Yeah, it's give me weird vibes. It's true.
It's like embarkation.
It'll just placehold until I'm ready. No editing right now, Eva.
Yes. trying not to edit. Me too. I'm also trying not to edit as I go. Like right now in brackets, like I have 2 names that I need. One I know I have somewhere already in notes, but I would don't go look at your notes. Just keep on going. But the other one I had not come up with a name with yet, because this character, I had been thinking about her for the last couple of weeks, but I hadn't really developed her. So I just put mermaid's name and sister's name, and those were in brackets in my writing, so I could continue on.
I'm using brackets too. Yeah, because I'm new to Pages, I don't know what comments will do, so I'm just using brackets and like putting in the things I need to note for later.
Yeah.
Oh, Eva already gave me a name. I've already put Morrison in for the butcher in the village. Oh. Which is nice.
Well, I need a name for my mermaid, but mine, I like using older names that have meanings, and these I like to have some. I don't know what my rules are for the mermaids, but the mermaid name that I need is the best friend of her mom who died, and she was actually responsible for her mother's death, but her best friend doesn't blame her. One of the few people who doesn't blame her. So
mermaid. I'm thinking Lysandra. I don't know. I don't know, you have lots of rules, so I'm sure that won't apply, but like that's the vibe I'm getting from Mermaid.
Lysandra. And she was actually her mother's lover, secret lover. So I don't know if that would still fit with what your thought is. Because from the novella, you know that her mother is actually in love with another woman, but the woman is not into her. And when I had a beta reader that Eva gave me, actually read it, and she says, well, I do hope that she finds her happy ever after. And I'm like, no, she doesn't. So I was like, I need to give her a happy ever after. So I made it where she has a best friend, so she could have her happy while she was still alive.
It's fiction. Death is just another doorway.
Yeah.
Journaling.
Yeah, journaling right now, then diving into a book. Are you diving into writing or reading a book? Just curious. Hey, yo. Hello, Kat. Spoke 126 words. Nice. I should have done dictation. I kept telling myself do it, but I was like, oh, I'm going to get one more word in. And I write so freaking slow.
It's like what I did right. Ah, it's all right. Keep going. Let that story blossom. It'll get.
It's better to get it down and then worry about it later, because at least you have it there now.
Right.
Hello, Robin. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then write them down. Debarkation and disembarkation can both be used as a noun form. Debarkation, disembarkation. I like debarkation. That wasn't one that we thought of, or that came up. Found my Kindle yesterday and I charged it this morning. Excited. Hi, Read, Love, Listen. I think you're new to me. Actually, I starred someone. Let me star you. I'll come back to you because I didn't want to forget this again. I saw Kendra Campbell, and hello. This was from earlier, and I meant to come back to this because I feel like I have seen you before, but I don't know if that's just my imagination running around with me or running away from me. But if you are new to the channel, welcome. But if this is not your first time to the channel, welcome back. So.
Yeah, I think Kendra Campbell is new to me, but Read, Love, Listen is not. I've definitely seen her before, so welcome.
Read, Love, Listen is new for me, so I was also going to say welcome to the channel. And I don't think I've seen the name, or if I have, I don't remember it anywhere else. Sometimes, we go to other people's channels and we see names. We're like, oh, I recognize a name, but then when it comes to your channel, like, well, they're on my channel, or are they somewhere else? So
when you spend so much time on YouTube,
yes,
together.
Yes. Just getting started. Wrote 55 words. We'll be writing throughout the day, and we'll be going over to Margaret's channel next. So we got one more sprint we'll do here, and then we're going to head over there. I wish I could join in, but I have a meeting at church all morning. Well, I appreciate you being here, Stacey. Doing revisions for Nano and counting all the words as I rewrite. I suspect the story will be 52 to 58K. Wow, that's really specific. So the draft is currently 28. So yeah, I don't know what my draft is going to be. If I was to guess,
that's expanding a lot then.
Yeah. Well, that's almost double, right? Is what she's going to be getting in the end. Yeah. So I suspect mine's going to be around 100K, but it could be more for mine. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be less than.
I'm a little afraid that I'm like, this isn't a very good expression, but no, never mind. I won't use it. I'm gonna like blow all my energy at the beginning because I've done 2,500 words.
Yeah. Sorry, I was gonna say to books. We actually do have playlist links, so one of us will drop it in there for tomorrow's streams. Yeah. The zero draft is 28K. It's okay. It's still draft. I used to call it like the zero draft, the dirty draft, the whatever draft.
SFD.
Yeah, or the vomit draft. But I realized
that's even worse.
I mean, it's just I'm doing like what Stacey, she's dictating and she's not liking the words, and I kind of think of that the very first time I'm dictating. I'm like, oh, this is terrible. I'm gonna have to do it again. I'm just putting it on the page and getting something out to work with. So, but now I just wonder if I should just call it my first draft. I think that's where I'm just gonna go. It's my first draft. And then my second draft, I kind of start all over again. And then sometimes I go into final draft or otherwise do another draft. All right. Future needs words, though, and the dictation didn't always start. It would say speak now and then would not recognize what I said. That happens to me too, Stacey. That's not good. Eva's a great name to use.
Or Tian. She's giving both of her names into the name pot.
Do you want me to use your name for my mermaid? I have the sister's name. I have it in my notes. I just don't know what it is. I need a mermaid name.
It's hard to go back and find something because you're like, I know I left it somewhere, but yeah.
Did beta reading proofread my newsletter. Yay. I got 5 days and I got to do my newsletter. I count down the days like, oh no, it's coming. Oh no. And at first I'm like, oh, I got 2 weeks. It's good. Now I got a week. Okay. And today I'm like, I got 5 days. Oh no.
Yeah. I don't even know when my newsletter is due out. It's on the schedule somewhere, but I'm not going to think about it till it comes up. I've got a Word doc. So I did get a reply from Draft to Digital. I changed the covers for the KDP box set, and then I had an issue with the Draft to Digital that I was talking about someone with yesterday. They emailed me back this morning and said how to fix it, supposedly. So we'll see if that works. But the thing is, this computer doesn't have Word or Scrivener on it. So every time I have to change something, I have to go back onto the old computer that's like about to like breathe its last breath. So I'm like, oh. But this month, I'm going to treat myself to another Scrivener license when I get half off when I'm winner. So
can't you just ask them to transfer the license?
No, they can't do that.
Oh, they can't.
No.
Okay, well that's good to know because I did have one years ago, and then but I have like I don't know. This is like my 5th or 6th computer since then, and I was like, can I find that license and transfer it? And I never did find it, so I just bought it again. But I mean, I'm still not using it. So
I asked them if they could, and they never got back to me because their help is now like outsourced to something called Paddle, and they don't do anything very well. So it's kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
This is where she gave Tion. Oh, a mermaid. Tion is great. I like it. And she could buy, well, I said she could buy Tia by short, but that means aunt. But in a way, she could be an aunt.
Tion seems more earthy to me. Lysandra seems more watery element. So this is why I don't know, my head.
Yeah, no, I do try to keep with like the elements. I try to keep that in mind, but it may actually help to find maybe a name that means like beloved or something like that to kind of give a clue to who this mermaid actually was to her mom. So that's what I was thinking along those lines. Comments? Huh?
Eva was saying Tyann rhymes with Diane. I was saying it the French way. Okay. Schooled.
Comments on the side, a note and highlights word for easy access. Yeah, it does. But I like doing the brackets better because I do comments when I know I need to add something to a scene. I can think of it right now, but I don't want to edit. So I just put it in there, do this later. And then I use the brackets for things that I know I need to replace with a very specific thing, like a name or an object or something.
I figure I'll be able to go through and search or just like pick up any brackets because that's the only thing I'm using them for, and numbers because I'm putting word counts in as I go so I know where to stop.
Yeah, this is kind of what I would do too. Behind the name and look for names that meant sea or ocean for my mermaid name. Yeah. Death is just another doorway. Margaret Pinard.
It's actually a like Harry Potter quote, so don't use it. It's not me. Don't attribute it to me.
Hello, Andy. Hi, Christina. Yeah, especially I assume you have all. I assume I have met you all. Hi, new people. Middle grade portal fantasy is what she's writing. Rough draft equals 0 draft, except I gave up outlining, so they're shorter now. There's the playlist for the relay tomorrow for everybody who would like to follow along. Zena, how are you doing? Hope all is well. And that's what she's saying. Hi, Angel. How are you doing? Started editing. Actually caught. I don't like this at all. Caught me saying, I've been there. I've been there. I'm like, what the heck? I mean, it's such a huge like dichotomy because you'll read something and you're like, wow, I wrote this. I can't believe I wrote this. And then you read something else like, I wrote this. Oh my God. What was I thinking? I have those two varying moments all the time with my writing.
With dictation? So, with dictation or with writing in general?
Just writing in general. Yeah. So, like last week I read something and I was like, I shouldn't be a writer.
No.
I did think that. I had gym that day, that morning, and I went to gym thinking, why am I writing? Why am I doing this? So,
that's just a moment of doubt. Ooh, Aledra. I like that.
Oh, geez. And that was the first paragraph. It'll get better, or you'll make it better.
Yeah.
I don't know how much writing I'll get done tomorrow. I have a publishing anniversary party tomorrow. Woo-hoo. Woo!
That's
Yeah, I was telling my husband last night I have a book anniversary, and he was like, "What? Book anniversary? You know, like anniversary, but book anniversary." And he was like, "What's that?" And I was like, "Because November 1st was my 2-year anniversary of publishing, and I've done nothing to celebrate. I thought I was going to do like a sale and stuff. I just got so busy with everything else, I never did it. Never set anything up."
I did the exact same thing for Fabled Passages. I had marked on the calendar like October 25th, do a thing, a sale, whatever. But
Yeah.
I'd done like 3 other sales that I had set up to schedule, and I was like, that doesn't feel special. But I just sort of like let it go by. I was like, meh, I can't be bothered.
Same. Oh, there's a difference between Windows and Mac license too, she's saying.
What?
She's trying to bolster the argument for using Tyann.
Man. I always have the game out. Yeah. Better odds.
Meloise. I saw that in a stream.
Meloise.
Who was that? It was someone. They were wanting an MEL. Was that Mama Maggie? No, maybe Mama Maggie added to the conversation. There was a stream I was in a couple of days ago. There was like a MEL name. I needed MEL name. And so we're coming up with all these different names, Meloise, Melody, all these things.
Yeah.
Giggles at own jokes. Hi, Adega. How are you doing? Angel says, good surviving writing with Nano. You're talented at it. You'll love it. It's fun. Your readers demand it. The list goes on about what. Oh, that was for me.
Yeah.
I need to remember that next time. November 1st was 1 year for me. We got the same book anniversary. So, Ashera. Persian name means she who walks in the ocean.
That's cool too.
I like that too. Yeah. It was Jules who was looking for. Okay, it was Jules. Oh, it was a Dodling Writers conversation that day.
Nice.
Mermaid Peggy.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Mermaid Jules.
Huh.
It works. Alrighty, we got to the end, so let's go ahead and jump into our last sprint. Yes, Ashera. I think that is really pretty. But I would like to save that because that also gives me earthy tones because of ash, which is an ash tree. And my earth fae name themselves after trees and flowers and plants. Because the fae, they don't give out their real name. So then they name themselves something that they use as their public name. So that's why I have Lizzie for my male earth fae in my first book. It stands for Lysanthus. Yeah, Lysanthus. It's a flower. So he goes by Lizzie for short. But I was thinking Ash. It would be Ashera. Ash is a short name. I love nicknames. I love it because Shanon you can't get a nickname from. So I've always loved nicknames. So,
yeah. Actually, I looked at the Nano discounts, and there is a whole slew of offers and discounts for people who are just participating before you even have to do the winning.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 10 or 20% off Scrivener, and I'm waiting for the 50% off for winter goodies. We'll see if Scrivener does it again.
Yeah, because Rachel actually shared that screen with me because she's our sponsorship coordinator, and she's like, "Hey, this could be some good ideas for sponsorship."
Did she do that before I did, like a few days ago?
Yeah, she did it a few days ago. She sent it through. It was actually in the AWC email. She sent it.
That was me. I sent that.
Oh, I thought that was Rachel.
I sent it to you and Rachel.
Oh, maybe I just saw Rachel's name and I thought it came from her.
No, that was
you.
me.
Oh, that was you. Okay, never mind. Margaret the other day sent over this list of these great things for sponsorships.
Yeah.
Hi, Lindsay. Sorry I was not able to hop over this morning. She usually starts before me. Are you still going or are you done? I think she's probably almost done by now. I usually join Friday mornings, but this morning was a bit backed up. I think I'll be getting myself some coffee and breakfast is All right, well, let's go ahead and jump into it then. We'll get started in 3, 2, 1, and go. And that is time.
I do a gentle awakening from the timer. It's nice.
So I was looking at the time and thinking, okay, we had 2 hours to do sprinting. And I thought she's going right after I'm finishing up, but Margaret's not going for a whole nother hour. And then she reminded me that we had talked about me starting at 9 o'clock my time, not 8. And I was like, oh, that sounds familiar. I didn't remember though.
It's fine. It's fine. It's funny that I did like set the alarm to be on time, even though it was an hour earlier. And then I was like, why am I still puffy? I had half an hour. So I'm like drinking because Shanon was like, drinking water, hydrate. Hydrate helps the puffy.
So I had offered, I was like, well, we could do one more sprint or we could just talk more about your books. But you said something about wanting to get up and move a little bit.
Yeah, I got a neck crick. For some reason, after the last sprint, when I put my jacket back on, something started hurting again, where I can't like tilt at certain angles and it limits my range of motion. So I'm like, yeah, I should get up and stretch and move around, have a little break. But we can definitely still chat about the nano books, maybe. You're working on 2 projects.
I am.
So which one were you working on this morning?
So I'm trying to spend my sprints online doing just the novel. So that's A Curse of Wings and Gems, which is the
WAG.
That's the dragon here. That's what this is supposed to stand for, is that the dragon is Edmar, and what he's holding on to is supposed to be like a choker. And I don't know if it looks exactly like this, but all the mermaids have they wear their gemstone on their neck. Not all the mermaids, all the merfolk. So it's not just the mermaids, it's they're born with the gemstone. So it's part of what's part of them when they're first born. They usually wear it around their neck. It's the source of their power, but it's linked to them. It's also linked to their parents. So until they come of age, mermen get their own power back, but mermaids stay under the guardianship of their father until they mate. So it's kind of a male-dominated society. And it is set up for a very specific way because of the very first mermaid and what happened to her, the very first mermaid that was ever born, what happened to her to save her. It kind of set up that relationship. And so I do see that as being like something that will change, but not anytime soon. I hint at how that could possibly be changed in the novella, but I don't really go into many details with that. But it's not going to happen in this series.
It looks like a ring to me. I mean, without considering the scale, it looks like an image of a ring. But I think if people read the story, they'll get it,
Yeah. So Emmy has her gemstone it's called a painite, which is actually a real gemstone that we have. And when I first thought of Emmy is when I was in a lot of pain last year. Actually, I developed 2 characters in my mind and a little bit on paper. Both of them had pain issues because I was in a lot of pain. I realized later that was really influencing me. And like I thought of the first words of this book during that time period. I remember I texted to myself of the first chapter. Life was pain. Only 2 things stopped the pain for Emmy. One was easier than the other. That was to hold completely still, no moving. The second way to stop the pain was to use her magic. So
there you go. Read between the lines. You find out about the author's life. Yes. It happens. Yep.
But her magic is destructive. So it is acidic fire. And she doesn't have control over it when she does release it because she's trying to hold control of it the whole time and to get rid of the pain. And so when she releases it, it's kind of wild, and it's what killed her mom. And one time she lost control of the magic and killed her mom. So yes, that is the one I'm working on. What about you?
It kind of reminds me of like Frozen vibes when she like hurts someone with her magic early.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so speaking of Frozen, if you've seen Frozen 2, I was actually thinking about this yesterday. The song, the really, really sad song that not Elsa, but Anna sings, The Next Right Thing or whatever, where she's like trying to find it in herself to like do the next thing, even though people she loves were gone. That's the emotion that I'm like channeling for this 1840s historical fantasy, because I think it's going to be 1845, and it's going to be right on the eve of the famine, and it's going to be someone who is cobbled together from a few different influences, but a widow and in the Glasgow area and pretty like okay station in life. And then she starts to see like what feeds into her okay station in life, and then she just can't tolerate it anymore and she has to do something, and then she realizes this power that she has that she decides to use for good. So yeah. that's what I've developed so far. Yeah.
So
And like I said, there's the outline that I'm working from, and then like my wake up dream journal that like I put ideas in that's a little bit more fleshed out. So it's a little messy, but that's Nano.
I did see all that in your vlog too. I saw. I keep catching that vlog everywhere I go. I'm like, oh, I've seen this. Oh yeah, I've seen this. Oh, I've seen this. I saw it on Instagram. I saw it on YouTube, and then I think I was logged into a different account on YouTube, and I saw it again, and I was like, I saw this. So I was getting it served up to me all over the place.
I've only posted it 2 places, Instagram and YouTube. So yeah,
it's because I got multiple accounts on YouTube.
So like, I don't know.
I have just watched it 3 times now. So
it's a good song. I love that song.
Yeah, so. Yeah. And so how many words did you get down, or did you do a word count?
I did admin during that sprint. So I worked on a Facebook and a Twitter and a Patreon post, and like actually got a lot done, but not words on the novel. So they don't count.
Mine was even. It was 410. It's not a 5. I've been hitting like 5s, like ending in 5s since the relay. That's like my number I keep hitting, but it's still a, what do you call that? I'm not a math person. 5s make 10s. It's a 0.
A factor of 10.
Yes, a factor of 10. 5, yeah. So, we left off here with Inca saying Brits can make a nickname out of anything, even if it only has 1 syllable to begin with. And off of that, I want to know, what nickname would you get from Shanon then? I'd be curious. I have been called Shan. I've been called Shay by friends in the past, but I like.
Well, they just give it more syllables. So it could be Shano. It could be Shanorific. It could be Shantastic, like Richard likes to call you. Richard's doing
it. What was that song? It came out, I think, when I was a young teenager or right before a teenage preteen. Obana, Shanon.
The name game.
The name game, Shanon O'Bannon, yeah, and that. So then it would be.
I don't know what it starts out with, but yeah,
you know what I'm talking about then.
Yes. Whatever that is, yeah.
Yeah, whatever that is. That's my name would get extended into that sometimes. I'm like, oh. And of course, my last name was Huston, and so everyone was like, "We got a problem, Huston." Or then of course I married a Willis, so I went from one-liner to another one-liner. What you talking about, Willis?
Yeah. But I don't have that for my name, so Well,
you got the card, so yeah, I like how you make that connection. Yeah. Happy sprinting. Just saw hollybobs.
That's a word that people make out of holiday. If you're going on holiday, a certain type of person will say, "I'm going on my hollybobs," and it's just too cringe for words, but it is a thing that's being made fun of. I've been seeing it on TikTok. I thought I'd throw that in.
I really hope the raid carries me over. I've not been in a YouTube raid before, I don't think. Squee! Well, we have to. That means we do need to stay on here a little bit longer to make it an actual raid, because if we end now or anytime soon, we still have a whole hour before it's Margaret's.
Yeah. So I did slip the link. So if you want to just click the link, have it open in another tab, and then it'll scare you later when we start talking. That'll work.
Just went to the page and they've got their 4 participants got 50% off pro writing aid, both annual and lifetime. I need to save some money and try and do that before December. That would be great. I think I got it, the 50% off for Black Friday, I think it was. Yeah. And I got the lifetime. So, although I think the annual, you get to get like the classes and stuff like that. And they hold writing conferences throughout the year that if you go to the writing conference, it's free. But then if you want to rewatch those, if you've got the annual subscription, then you get to see those again. You don't get that with the lifetime. P.S. Is anyone else getting a weird For You wrote a video? Yes, I just saw that on my own page
that today. Yeah, I visited my own page and I was like, it says For You. And I'm like, why am I getting my own videos recommended to me on my page?
Yes.
Sit down, YouTube. You're drunk. Like, what are you doing?
Well, and then the next second, I'm like, but this is not how I set up my page.
Right.
I don't want this to be here.
Exactly. Mine had random other productivity sprints. And I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it was like productivity for me too. Productivity sprints from the past. I'm like, why would people want to watch productivity sprints from 2 months or 3 months ago? This is not.
I mean,
good.
Some people do, but normally that's like the day after because they can catch up on whatever chat is going on, which is fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was very mystified.
Yes. And I was like, you're messing up the algorithm.
When I go to your page and it's someone else's page, maybe it looks different.
Oh, yeah, I was just on your page. I didn't even look for that. Let me pull it up here. See if it's got me For You past live streams. No, it doesn't have a For You.
Yeah, so maybe for the person themselves. Like, that's so stupid. What?
Yeah, why would they serve up my own stuff to me? That's weird.
That is super weird. Oh my
I'm
God.
gonna go back and watch my own live streams.
Shanon, I think you're just single-handedly responsible for upping my subscriber count by 6. Look at that. I'm at 924. I was at 918 yesterday. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yay. Well, and this is
here who learned about me and popped on over to say hello. Appreciate it.
And this is a great time of year too to find new subscribers. A lot of people are coming on YouTube at this point. So there's the link that she was talking about. Sacco. I don't even want to say that word.
Weird people. Exactly.
It sounds like a bad word.
Oh, it's not a bad word. It's just
I know it's not. It just
pretentious. It's like
oh no.
Somewhere on the Mediterranean will say, "Oh, hollybobs," But that's just my impression from across the Atlantic. Maybe
I don't know if it's just because I am partially I have a little bit of a depth perception, but I keep wanting to put another O in there. I keep seeing stuff another O. Yes. So I'm like, because I'm seeing it, I don't want to say it because I'll say it the way I'm seeing it.
That's funny. It's not a bad word. Yeah, TikTok.
Yeah, so I don't want to say that on air if I can help it. I've seen some funny TikTok skits using it. Developed another net crick. Oh, yeah, we were just talking about that. Rachel, hopping through to hug like button. I'll be here and there fighting mighty ellipsis in my revisions. I've got a few of those. Yikes, I must love these things. I do. I've realized I like ellipses, and I like the M dash.
M dash
I use those a lot.
My thing as well. Yeah.
Gotta get ready for work. Bye, Clara. I probably missed you. That was like 25 minutes ago, so I'm sure I missed you. And Zena says, so far I've got 138 words done since 2 p.m. It's 2:40 now. Nice. 1,024. Wow, Carrie. Or 24. 1,020. I don't know where I got the 4 from.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's awesome. 259 and still rating. Funny.
Monster and for the word. So can't stop. I can't stop.
Okay, keep on going. Keep on going. Managed 399 for the words for that sprint. Awesome.
Yay,
considering streaming in a bit. It definitely helped yesterday. If you guys didn't know, Amanda has started streaming recently, but I'm also sleep deprived. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever you do, if you end up streaming, if you decide you're going to stream, please pop your stream link into the chat.
Core self-care for Nano. Sleep, eat, and hydrate.
Yes. I actually didn't have gym today. My trainer was off doing something. I was like, okay, I could sleep into 7 o'clock my time. Set my alarm. I usually get up at 5:15. That's when I usually get up. I woke up at 4:30.
You couldn't go back to sleep?
I couldn't. No, I'm a very light sleeper. If I wake up, I'm kind of up. So, but I went to bed early last night because I was tired, and I was like, this is what you get for going to bed early. So, yeah. Stacey got 15. Huh?
Go ahead.
1553 words dictated. These were better. One, I wrote dialogue, and 2, I switched POV, and I think that helped.
Nice.
I always say that most of my dictated words tend to be dialogue, and maybe that's why I'm not really dictating right now, because I'm writing all of Emmy's chapters first, and she doesn't really talk because she can't move without causing pain. So she doesn't talk. Any voluntary muscle action causes the buildup of lactic acid, which then leads into pain and it causes her to lose control of her magic. So she holds completely still. And because of that, she's not talking. And maybe that's why I'm not dictating, because she's not talking. Everybody else is talking around her.
You could take as your model for that the extremely funny speech that Queen Charlotte gives in the Bridgerton sequel, the spinoff.
Yeah.
She's in a carriage. Have you seen it?
I have, but I don't recall the scene.
Her brother. Yeah, he's like, why are you being so stiff and weird? And she's like, I am being stiff because I have been sewn into very expensive silver and lace and all this.
Yes, I do remember that. That's the very beginning. Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
That's when she's on her way to go meet the king for the first time. Right. Yeah. So it's like, maybe that's why I'm not dialogue. Maybe that's why I'm not dictating, because I don't have dialogue really. Everything's in her mind, but
yeah. I like Stacey's nickname. We'll get to Stacey's nickname.
Okay. Edited yesterday's words and added 276. Nice, Inka.
Well done.
517 for Essie. 429 for Keela.
Nice.
And for 6 more chapters. Nice.
Woohoo! Go Rachel.
Hi, JC.
Hey, JC.
Rachel. I also dictated from my computer and not my phone. So it seemed to catch the words, or at least catch words, if not the correct words, but better. And I could catch when the speak to text turned off. So I use Speech Texter, which is an online program. And And it tends to not get my first few words, but I think also because I am partially tone deaf, I don't enunciate, especially when I first start talking. So, and then I talk really fast. So I think it has a hard time keeping up when I first start.
Right.
When my current project isn't exciting
Exciting.
me, might make a new outline for another story.
Hmm.
Yeah. And that's we were talking about multiple projects here, and I have a short story. Well, it's a novella now. It's no longer considered a short story with how long it is. But I also have a novella that I'm writing at the same time. But I have not been able to touch it in the last 2 days because I do my writing in the morning, my novel, and then in the afternoons I've been working on the AWC stuff. So.
One of the things I did to plan out for Nano and like take some of the decision fatigue out of the equation was figuring out where I'm going to slot like the Nano things. And I know it'll be moved around, but like the intention was there at least, so that like these 2 days I know I should do Nano first, and these 2 days I know I should do exercise first. And it's just sort of like training my brain to expect, so that it's like already in that mode. So it's not like a big old struggle to be like, oh, what do I do now? Which happens.
Yeah. I get that. What do they call it? Decision
fatigue. Yeah.
Yes, I get that sometimes. I'm like, I have like 10 things I need to do. I can't do all 10. So what am I going to do? I'm like, I don't know. And then that's when I usually revert to making graphics or drawing or whatever.
Right.
I do something artistic because it's just too much stress for me. I can't handle it.
That's a really good like antidote or supplement, because I think that's letting your executive brain sort of rest and research and think over things in the background while you're engaged with something else. I think that's great.
Never thought about it like that before. Shanon, NaNoWriMo, Shanogram.
I like Shanogram. I'm not good at this. I think you are, Inka.
That I don't know why, but that reminds me of Doctor Who when you meet the redhead for the first time, the one who ends up playing in the Marvel movies. I don't remember her name, but she's like a subtheogram. She's a gram, and when Doctor Who first meets her, she's dressed in a police outfit, and he thinks she's police, but she's not. She delivers messages.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Words. One of my 4th grade teachers used to call me coats, gloves, and jackets. Talk about a long nickname, right?
Yes. And my coach in elementary school, because I was Peggy Pinard, then he would say pumpkin pie. So yeah, long nicknames. They just make stuff up to make kids feel special. I like that.
I made it.
Still here.
Though I need to make a whole new idea name. You know, I a lot of my stuff don't have name. A lot of my stuff don't. I'm an English teacher. I have been, promise. A lot of my stuff doesn't have names for a while, and then I'll just like dream it or whatever, and then I'll come up with something. I dreamt Blood of a Lily, and then I was able to get Soul of a Rose and Tears of Marigold because of the dream I had for Blood of a Lily. Before it was called Lily and the Leprechaun, which my husband didn't like, and then my girlfriend from college, she's been publishing for a while. She read the book and she was like, Lily and the Leprechaun is boring. You need to choose something else. So,
I mean, Brecht, I've been going with TBD 2023 on the Nano site, which is very exciting. I was on a stream with Tiffany TL Russ Lifestyle, and Nia, Vixen of Fiction, was talking about doing a working cover in Canva for her project. And I thought, oh, I guess I could do that. So last night when I was like not doing the writing, I just popped onto Canva and was like, oh, template, here, I'll take this. I put it on Facebook. So if you're in my Facebook group, you may have already seen it. But I was just like, I like this. This is intriguing. I'll put this in while we're waiting. And of course, I haven't put it in Nano yet, but yeah.
I have a temporary cover in Nano. It's just a picture of she's supposed to be a mermaid. You don't see the full body, but you can tell she's in the water with blue hair, which my mermaid has blue hair. So
nice.
Yeah. Congrats, Margaret. You deserve so many more. Yay.
So getting close.
Just checked that For You thing out. You can turn it off, but it's supposed to be visible to your visitors.
But that's not what we want. Okay, we'll have to go figure out how to turn it off now.
Well, I mean, I visited your page and it wasn't showing me anything.
It wasn't showing that on yours for me either. So
maybe it's rolling out slowly. Weird. I will shut it off though, because I don't want something, especially old streams. I don't want old writing streams. I don't want old writing. If you were to show my old streams, like my newsletter class or my Kickstarter class, I'd be okay with that.
Right.
If I can't choose, then no, I don't want it there.
Right.
Congrats to everyone that made progress. I was up late and I got a phone call at like 8 this morning. Yikes. Yeah, I need to take care of you. I walk the kiddo to the bus stop 2 blocks away. We leave at 6:42 a.m. The sun isn't up yet, and that's before the time jump this weekend. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, speaking of the light changing, I'm encapsulated in fog. I can't see anything out the window.
Nicole, hello. And hello's gonna have fun. Oh, gonna have fun. Gonna have to run for a meeting. Happy writing, everyone. Thanks, Lindsay, for stopping by. What are you guys working on? I've got a mini Shanogram.
I like Shanogram.
But it feels like I'm supposed to be delivering something to people.
But you are. You're delivering A+ content. But
might look at some prompts to make a story as I don't know what I want. Guess what? I've got a bunch of writing prompts on my channel. Go to my shorts. Almost the majority of my shorts. I have like 179, I think, shorts that are writing prompts. Amy Pond. Yes, Amy Pond. That's who I was thinking of. That's the name of the character in Doctor Who.
Oh, okay.
She's a Graham of some type, whatever that was called. And she's wearing the police outfit when he first sees her. And Amy Pond. Yep. And she is the mother of River Song, who is the love of Doctor Who's life. So,
okay.
Yeah, I like Doctor Who.
And you didn't know who David Tennant was. It boggles my mind.
I know who David Tennant is.
Oh, you responded when I was talking about sending the book to him because he's a famous person. You said,
"Oh no, I was confused on the connection between you and David Tennant."
Oh, his family history is like the family in the trilogy, so that's why I was like, "Oh, you should send your books to him and ask him to review them." That was like in a stream, I don't know, a few months ago.
Yeah, when that was when we were talking about the reviews and endorsements by Lindsay Sterling.
Yes.
And they were talking about how it's kind of cringe to send your works out to people and say, "Hey, would you please review?"
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So when you said David Tennant, I'm like, why would you send to David Tennant? He's in the UK, you're in the US. What's the connection?
Because the genealogy show that goes to famous people in Britain profiles his family, and they had a very interesting episode. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of the show. So now once you replied to it, I was like, oh, okay, I got it. I understood then.
Okay.
My aunt calls me Hank.
Hank? Where did that come from? My mom was pregnant with me that she called me Hank no matter my gender. Well, I don't know if you know, I work with Hank Philippi Ryan, which is 3 masculine sounding names, but she is a like 5-star thriller writer with like 15 books out. I think her real name is Harriet, and so she goes by Hank instead. Understandable.
Yeah. Titles are so hard. I can't call this current work in progress. Gay Space Bridgerton book 1.
Gay Space Bridgerton book 1. Why not?
Yeah.
I love it.
Bridgerton.
Yeah. It doesn't exactly work. Hi,
Nick. In space.
Yeah. Oh yeah, who do you think you are? That's what it's called. There's a couple different shows. Who do you think you are? And then I can't remember what the American version is. Since my story started out as a dream, I am Mary suing it a bit, and the names of some of the characters are real people. I will need to change the names, but I'm going to do that later, says Stacy. Yeah, I actually slipped in a name. It just came to me from someone I knew in high school. Not well, but like she'll never read it, but like she's a person in my book now. It just fits so well. Yeah, Inka says, I can't see it when I look at your pages. In fact, it looked more streamlined than usual, which I don't know why it would. Nina says you can turn it off or customize it and customize your channel. Okay, well, I'll look into it because I don't like it.
If we can customize it, I would be okay with that. I mean, I don't mind like YouTube picking out like, here's what would be the best content for your watcher to watch next, as long as it's not a writing stream. Because
and it's weird though. I mean, obviously calling it For You is trying to track what TikTok's For You page, but it's weird that like when we go on each other's pages, we don't see it.
Yeah.
So what is that about?
Yes, that is weird. Real names at least help me keep the characters straight. I will probably change them after the first draft is complete. Yeah. I have to use real names, so contemporary names when I dictate because it doesn't understand any of my
actual names.
Fair point. Yeah. So at one time, my main character for my first book was Jennifer because it means white shadow, I believe is what Jennifer means. And I like that because of what she is that she doesn't know. That's part of the mystery of the book. So I kind of liked having that kind of slipped in to be a clue to possibly what her background is. And but Jennifer just sounded so boring and I just couldn't get it to fit. And I did it for the first draft and I was like, I don't like it. But then I kept it through dictation because it didn't understand Airy. So
right. And then you could do your fine change.
Yeah, replace all.
Change,
yeah. I just uploaded. Nice.
Yay, Elise.
You're delivering productivity spreadsheet.
There we go.
Ooh, might look for where I feel a sneeze coming on. Then currently I have an idea. Let me wait, fetch it. My third video to YouTube. Oh, okay. Congrats. Do you want to drop a link or did you drop it already? That's what I did all last night. And it was like 3 a.m. before I went to sleep. Yes. I think making those first videos, like when you're editing and everything like that, it takes like so long. It still takes a long time, but it takes like way longer in the beginning as you're trying to learn everything.
Well, and anytime you're trying to do something new, you're using, I think, different brain centers than you are when you're like, okay, I'm just going to slot this in here, we're good. Because like I was doing the nano vlog, the first time I've done a nano vlog, and it took me 2.5 hours to do 1 minute. Like, what? I was like, well, part of it was technical, and I did it in iMovie, and then like downloaded it to the phone. Had to go to another phone to add stuff in TikTok and take out the sound. It was kind of a stupid process, but like I don't know what I want to include and how does it flow. So I was thinking through all that stuff at the same time as trying to do the technical stuff, which is why it takes so long. It'll get better, Elise. Yeah.
During the Victoria era, a man has been falsely accused of murdering his neighbor. His wife, desperate to prove his innocence, conducts her own investigation into the crime.
I like it.
I do too.
Amateur sleuth.
Venturing into the castle ruins where the murder took place, she finds both clues and assistance from long dead residents of the castle. From the long dead residents. So a little bit paranormal. Yeah.
I like it.
That's why I'm not sharing my title until the cover reveal day. Oh, it's not gonna be Project Sugar and Spice. No, I'm just kidding. I love the title Sugar and Spice because it goes along with what she's saying. But we've had this conversation where Spice would get the wrong message because she doesn't write spicy romance. So
Sugar and Spice doesn't necessarily, I mean, for most romance readers, I don't think they're like clued into the spice level and steamy level. Like they're just sort of like reading Sugar and Spice and everything nice is a very innocent rhyme. So I think a lot of people.
There you go, Joanne. You've got your title, Sugar and Spice and everything nice.
It's too generic, but yeah.
Yeah. Who do you think
you are is the name of the British family show.
Oh, I love that show. Gotcha. I need to set up NaNoWriMo sites too.
Better do that now. Get all the badges.
I've heard of ladies being called Hank. To me, it's like a lady being called Bobby, Tommy, or Danny.
I mean, nicknames are strange, right? Hank for Henry doesn't make sense. Or like, I don't know. For the longest time, I was like Bill for William or...
the one that Richard doesn't like, the nickname that he doesn't like.
For him?
That starts with a D.
Yeah, when you change the first letter, it's just like Rick from Richard, maybe, but like Dick for Richard, like changing the first letter seems to change the whole tenor of the name to me. That's why it just seemed like too much of a leap. But yeah. Anyway.
Strictly. It's industry terminology, respice, yeah. I once knew female James. Well,
that's new for me.
Yeah, my first boyfriend's brother's name was Shanon, which was weird when I met the family.
Shanon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it came from Sean from Ireland, but Sean was the male version. Shanon was supposed to be the masculine or the feminine version of Sean, but it's been used by, it's been a male name before. I did look it up later, but I did feel that was just so weird that his name was Shannon. My name was Shannon. My new story has a working title of Pendant. I like short titles when I'm drafting. Yeah, it makes it easier to talk about it too. And if you're trying to say a curse of scales, and what am I saying? I don't know. I've done that a few times because I've forgotten the rest of my title.
Yeah.
So, Bill rhymes with Will. Pretty sure that's the only reason that came about. But then you get Willie. I've seen Willie for or Billy. You know?
Yeah, that's my brother. He used Billy, and then he was Bill, and now he's trying to go by Leo. But it's.
And I have a brother, Robert, and he hates all of it. He hates Robbie, Bobby, Bob, Rob. He hates all of it. Yeah. My name is Robert. Call me Robert. That's him. He's very straightforward about everything. Don't call me that. My name is Robert.
Yeah. Yeah, rhymes. I mean, yep, convention. A girl. Did she pronounce it Jorge or George?
I was wondering the same thing. I've heard of George for a girl's name before.
Like Georgina, Georgette.
I'm trying there's like something tickling in the back of my mind and I can't recall it. That with George for a girl. I know a Sharon, a guy that his name is pronounced Share On. He's in prison now. Oh, well, let's share.
Sharon.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, share on. Yep, isn't a bad word. I have several family members who say, I know. I'm just not comfortable saying the name. George.
George. Interesting.
George of the jungle. Watch out for that tree.
Tree!
That's what I always remember.
Old advertising jingles.
Well, that was actually a cartoon. Yeah. But I think they did appropriate for a
oh, I'm sure they
of some type.
reuse it. Yeah.
Probably to advertise the show or some kind of toy or something that went with the show.
Yeah.
My daughter has a 2-word first name and she uses both and gets upset people don't use both names or if I call her sister's name. Oh, so some of the psychology that I've read behind that, when you mix up names, especially, and this happens quite a bit with like family members and stuff like that, when you mix up names, they say it shows a level of that you feel strongly and care about those people whose names you're mixing up.
Including the family dog, which always happens when my mom starts doing it.
Yeah.
She just runs through the list.
Yeah, I've done it. So I didn't have issues when I had just my one son, Jay, until my brother came around. And then I'd call him Robert sometimes. And then I call Robert Jay. So I was like, y'all can't be together in the same room because then I start mixing y'all's names up. But now that I have 2 boys and they both start with J, when they're both home, I mix them both up all the time. So Nancy's best friend is George. That might be what's tickling my memory because I read all the Nancy Drews when I was growing up. Will studying and all I will not get to 50,000 words.
You never know. Never say never.
Yeah. I have a sibling named Marquette. My mom is weird. Diane and Marquette
is from in Michigan.
That was my great uncle's name, and I never thought of the other connotation until shortly before he died, though I always used uncle before.
Yeah.
I know, don't love that people think, yeah. Don't read. Yeah, I'm not reading it.
Too late.
I did read it all, so it's okay. It's actually cold here. I turned my heater behind my desk.
Really? It said it was going to get up to 81. Why was I looking up the weather in your area? You will find out later today.
Oh. Laughing. All right. Well, I've gotten through the comments a couple times now. We still do have like 45 minutes before your stream. You're probably going to want a good 10, 15 minutes to get ready, right? Or do you want more time than that? Don't know. We could do like a, if we do 30, that's a 41. How about if we do like a 20-minute sprint? Now give us time and you can get up and move in that time. And that gives us time to wind down for anybody who wants to come to a stopping point or make notes for tomorrow's writing or later on writing.
Sure. So. Yeah. Notes is good. That's what I'm trying to do in the evenings. In this like little outlining thing is sort of plan a few scenes ahead so that I know where to go with the drafting.
Yeah, I try to do that too. I think it's a great way to get started when you sit down ready to write.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get started. Oh, nope. This is 30 minutes. I need 20 minutes.
Or you could just fast forward. Oh, yeah, you're doing that. Okay. Your scroller also says 30 minutes.
Gotcha. All right, we'll get started in 3, 2, 1, and go. And that is time. How did you guys do? I need to add up my words. Let's see. That's a 245, but I wrote 8 other words before that. So 253.
Nice.
How did you do?
I had breakfast and
Okay.
I prepped chickpeas. So I'm going to the coast with some friends for 2 days this weekend, and we're sort of potlucking some of the meals, but we've got some interesting diets to attend to. So I'm making chickpeas and Brussels sprouts, and I can't remember what the third sheet pan full of roasted seasoned stuff will be, but something that people can eat. So I had to soak the chickpeas, and then I just dried them, picked the Brussels sprouts off the stalk, got to chop them up, all in stages, little breaks from the writing so that, the repetitive injury doesn't come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, this thing. So we're using this right now.
I have one of those.
Yeah.
So that looks a little familiar.
Yeah.
So far for the day, I have got 930 words.
Woohoo!
Yeah, so getting there, about halfway through what I need to do for the day.
Early bird.
Okay, I did mark it. You guys had no time, hang out all day.
Wish we could.
Yeah, for you.
Yeah, the For You thing I turned off. That was also, I did some YouTube admin stuff.
Oh, okay. I haven't done that yet. I need 1 more minute, then the timer to get my tea steamed.
So that's what I was just telling you. I was going to be a little late.
You said that. Okay, gotcha. Got my stream all set up. I set it for later, so I have more time to prepare. So I'm here for almost an hour and a half. Well, we are going to be finishing up and rating over. We're going to all go over to Margaret's channel after this and continue sprints for another couple of hours. But there is a link for Amanda. I'll make sure I pull that up before I leave out of the YouTube
video. Put up a pie poll for people who are waiting. So
like, what type of pie is good? I wonder if you've got mine. Because you can only do like so many.
I know you can't have infinite choices. I just went with 3, and your RC is already clamoring for rhubarb, which is a good pie. I must.
I've never even tried rhubarb.
Oh, it's so good. It's like tart.
I don't like tart, so I probably wouldn't like it.
Oh,
yeah. It's like I don't like cherry pie because it's too tart, but I like cherry delight. Cherry delight is yummy.
What is cherry delight?
So it's got cherries on it, and it's usually you have it with a thick sauce with the cherries, but you put it on top of this. It's a cream cheese in the middle, but it's almost like cheesecake, but you whip it with whipped cream, which is best if you can get the whipped cream basically made from scratch, and that's all on top of a graham cracker crust. So it's very yummy. Okay. It's not tart at all. It's sweet. So.
Which means they poured a lot of sugar in it. Yeah.
Debating napping, but remind myself it's the weekend. I can sleep later. As he took a shower.
Happy Friday.
Anita got 107 words and made lunch and shared a video. Wow, that's
very good in 20 minutes.
Yes, 20 minutes. And then also lots of people doing some self-care stuff, which is, I think, is really good.
Yeah.
So got my title done and my goal for the story. Nice. That's on just for your goals, for your own goals, or did you get that on the Nano website? Because I think, right, they said they hadn't got Nano up yet.
Oh, right. Yeah, that may be it. And Brussels sprouts.
121, another slow writing day, it seems. You're still getting words. I would count this as a win.
Celebrate yourself.
Yeah. I edited out some words, but also did some dictating, got another 472, and attempted to dictate some action instead of just dialogue, which is what I was editing, adding commas and quotations. Yeah. I think that is harder. 416 that time. Nice. Pie. Jocelyn got distracted during the sprint, but getting in words where and when I can. Yes. Celebrate those small successes, whatever they are. I'm not trying to say small as in like to diminish anything that you're getting done, but you may think of it as small and you don't want to claim it, but claim it. I tell you to claim it.
Yeah.
So
explain what NaNoWriMo is. Someone just joined. Welcome, Beth.
Well, welcome, Beth. Yes. Hi. So NaNoWriMo stands for National Novel Writing Month. So November is the month they do this in, although they have added Camp Nanos in July and April. But the idea behind NaNoWriMo itself, the main one in November, is that 50,000 words is roughly the size of a novel, depending on what genre you write. I write fantasy, is not the size of a novel, but the idea is just to write those 50,000 words in 1 month. And I think the best part of NaNoWriMo is having a community and trying to stay accountable, whether or not you actually get to 50,000 words. You're part of a nice and wonderful community of other writers who get what you're doing. So,
it's funny is I was just thinking about this in terms of running like the turkey trot, and I was like, oh, but you have to sign up, and then you have to pay, and then you have to do all the organizing stuff, like when you run in a organized thing. I was like, what if it was more like a flash mob? What if people just like communicated with each other and were like, we're all gonna go run like 50 of us this route and like have fun and not pay anybody for it? I was like, that would be pretty funny, actually.
yeah.
Oh,
Inca's on board with rhubarb.
it's so good.
I like pumpkin best. Margaret, can you drop your link again, just in case for those who have just come in? Okay. I like pumpkin best, followed by blackberry. I voted for pumpkin on the poll, so I'm with you. Pumpkin is high on my list. Love blackberry too. I do like blackberry, but it's not that high on my list. Pumpkin would be up there, but I would say my favorite pie, which I don't like sour or tart, but I don't know what it is about key lime pie, is so different, and I love it. I love key lime pie.
Interesting. See, that makes no sense to me, but okay.
It doesn't make sense to me either, because I don't eat anything else that's tart or sour. I don't. There's nothing else I eat like that. So
that was my dad's favorite from early childhood. So I've always had like a soft spot for key lime pie.
It was my grandfather's favorite. Yeah. So, I wish I had pie. Yeah, me too. Make me want to go out and get some pie. When we end the stream, I'm going to make lunch. We have about an hour and a half until I have to take the kiddo to the doctor. Okay.
Sounds good.
I hope that everything is good with the doctors. I will have dinner and then join Margaret. Yay! Beth, a lot of people call it just Nano. Yeah. And yes, I love the community because I normally write nonfiction. So 50,000 is very hard in that short time research. Yeah. And a lot of nonfiction, they don't even get that 50,000. Some do, but I find that a lot of nonfiction novels I've been reading recently have been between like 30 and 40,000 words. So they're much shorter.
Are those writing craft books, Shanon?
Yeah. I would say the one that I'm reading right now is probably over 50,000. I'm reading the 7-Figure Fiction by Theodore Taylor. How to use universal fantasy for your readers. The second part of the title I can never remember, but I know it says universal fantasy, which is not about fantasy, because people have gotten confused thinking, oh, she's talking about fantasy writing, but she's not. So she's just talking about those things that draw us into stories and how there's a lot that's in common throughout many stories that draw us in. So
like archetypes.
Yeah. So Beth says, yeah, I already read that one. There's the link again for Margaret Shanon. That's where we're heading to next. About 20 minutes she'll be starting. So we're going to finish up here and let her do her outro so that she can have a moment to breathe before starting her stream.
Ooh, butterscotch.
I've never had butterscotch pie before. I do like butterscotch candy, though. Cherries, the best in my opinion. Never had pumpkin. My husband had never had pumpkin when we got married. He only had sweet potato pie, which I don't like.
It can be good. It can be good. It can also be like just not at all good. So yeah.
Cherry pie, chocolate cream pie is the other one. I would say chocolate cream pie would be my next one up there after key lime pie, and I do like apple pie too. But then my favorite is probably pumpkin pie.
You know what I love is like the fancy named pies, like when you have chess in the title or chiffon in the title. I have no idea. I've never made them, but like they just sound so much fancier.
Yeah. Well, and when they sound fancy, they kind of sound decadent.
Yeah, you kind of want that in a pie.
Yes,
I agree.
Hi, Emma. Well, we are finishing up. We're actually at the end of our comments here, so I'm going to let Margaret do her outro, and then we're going to take a little bit of break and then right over to Margaret's channel.
Yay! And I've got a poll for anyone who has to wait the 15 minutes in between. But again, for anyone here on Shanon's channel, thank you for coming. We're spotlighting the box set that I have coming out, and that is called the Remnants Trilogy. It's historical fiction set in 1820s to 1830s Scotland and Nova Scotia. And if you like yes, there we go, immersive setting and family saga and, lots of, earnest, good people, that's what you will find in this book. So that's coming out on Tuesday. And meanwhile, I'm still nanoing away with all you lovely people. So that's what we'll be doing on the sprints next.
And when that comes out on Tuesday, it will be having a special price sale for a little while. It'll be $9.99, right? $10.99?
Yep. $10 for 3 books. Yep.
Yeah. And that will only be set for a little while before it goes up in price. So
right.
you want to catch it.
Pre-order for the deal.
Yep. All right, everybody. Thank you for coming today. I am Shannon. You're here on my channel. It's SD Huston. I'm hitting the wrong buttons because I'm trying to take the time. There we go. And yes, I do lots of writing sprints. I'm doing writing sprints most of November, except for Thanksgiving Day here in the US. And other than that, though, I still do a ton of sprints, usually 3 to 4 a week. And you also find content about my writing and self-publishing. And I'm also part of the AuthorTube Writing Conference team with Margaret Pinard. Yes, and so we're heading into our 3rd year. Applications are opening in 12 days. For anyone who has a YouTube channel who publishes content about publishing and or writing, you are more than qualified to sign up and be a guest speaker, a possible guest speaker for the conference. So I will leave it there, and we will head off to Margaret's channel. We'll wait for her and answer poll questions. Bye, everyone.
Everybody. See you there.